It is my great honor to be here to celebrate the commencement ceremonies of the Asia Pacific College Class of 2016 and your 25th anniversary. This is an educational institution of so many firsts. It's the first university to be born out of industry partnerships and by two giants in our industry, both SM and IBM. Today, the school has a first for me too. This is the very first commencement exercise that I will ever give, so please bear with me. Allow me to begin by thanking the chairman, Ramon Di Macali, the APC Board of Directors, the distinguished faculty, staff, Dr. Paulino Tan, who was dean during my time in La Salle, for asking me to speak today. I also want to take a moment to thank and recognize the alumni, special guests, family members, and friends of the graduates who are here today. I'm sure the graduates could not have achieved this milestone without your support, whether emotional, financial, or academic. I know you are all very proud of them. So let's give them a round of applause, please. Finally, I want to give a warm welcome to the graduating class. It's your day. To all of you, administration, faculty, families, students, I say congratulations. You've done it. Enjoy the time. You deserve it. I have 3 life lessons that I want to share with you this afternoon. Learning them helped me become the person that I am proud to be today, and I hope you may learn from this as well. The first one is, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Life is a series of choices, each one leading to many possibilities. I'm sure you're all here very familiar with the games and RPGs like Final Fantasy, Dota, Clash of Clans, where you role play as the main character, and I'd like to think that the story of my life is similar to the many adventures that these games present. No clear pattern among the chapters or the quests, many choices along the way, leading to endless possibilities, but resonating with common themes I'm sure you can all relate to. Hard work or industriousness, flexibility and creativity or innovation, courage, resilience, or integrity. So as you heard, I spent 8 years studying chemical engineering. I had this dream to work for NASA, so I worked very hard for my doctoral studies. And while earning that PhD, sitting alone in my laboratory, 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, very lonely, solitary work, I realized that working as a research scientist wasn't for me. I needed to be around people. So that was the very first big shift and choice I made in my career. I had to let go of that dream of going into space. So I started working for that logistics shipping company called American President Lines. I knew nothing, absolutely zero, about shipping. They had a nice fancy office in Wall Street, so I joined. I didn't anticipate that I would spend very little time in those fancy offices and instead work very hard in the rail yards, trains, the ports, boarding and unloading those huge container vessels all around the US and here in the Philippines. It was nothing that my school had prepared me for, but I was flexible, I took a chance, and it paid off. I worked with APL all over the US, and then I was transferred back to Manila for a short-term assignment to help APL set up its customer service function for the Philippines and Guam. Life, however, had also different plans for me. When I came home to Manila, I met a man, ... So we fell in love, I got married, and soon had 2 kids in a row. So that promise of returning to the US was not an option. So again, after 8 years working for APL, I had to shift industries and I started working for a bank. Did I know anything about banking when I joined Citibank? Nothing at all. I had never taken a business course in my life, nothing in accounting, chemical engineering for 8 years. But then again, I took a leap of faith, I seized that opportunity, and I joined a wonderful institution. However, as I was working for Citibank, the phone rang, and I received a phone call from the head of the Lopez Group of Companies, and they told me that they were going to set up a brand new telco to compete with PLDT. The company didn't even exist then, and they told me that I had to be in charge of anything and everything that had to do with the customer. Did I know anything about telecommunications? Zero. That company that we gave birth to, that was Buy and Tel. Again, I took that leap of faith, and I learned a lot about telcos. The engineers there taught me about networks, fiber, and all that technical stuff, which resonated with my engineering side. I built call centers and Buy and Tel offices in the mall, and then that wonderful next light bulb moment. I created one of the pioneer Philippine call center companies called Customer Contact Center, or C cubed, C to the third power. You really can't take the engineer out of me. And I've never looked back. Little did I know that years ago, when I joined APL and I put a headset in South Kearny, New Jersey, when APL sent me back to create customer service, when Buy and Tel asked me to join, or the Lopez Group asked me to join and to create for them their customer service group, that I would find my niche in life, my life's work, which is the business process offshoring industry. I have spent the last 15 years in my career in the BPO industry with each company, each startup I always thought would be the biggest. CQ with 2,000, ICT Group with over 8,000 employees, JP Morgan Chase & Company with over 14,000 employees, and now QBE Group with 3,000 employees in 3 years. So what's the lesson here? It's don't expect to have all the data to make perfect decisions. There is no such thing. You should try to have a vision of what you want to be or where you want to go. But let me tell you, you are not in full control. Life is a way of throwing us these curveballs. I made many career choices, some of them which were right, some of them not exactly right fits, but I took the chances, I seized those opportunities. And through all of that, I grew as a leader and as a person. And then I found my true calling. So yes, it was worth it. Life is complicated. That marriage that I spoke to you about, the ... well, that didn't work out. And I became a single mother for years. But I have 2 fantastic children from that first marriage, so they are much more than the silver lining. They are platinum. I am now very happily remarried, and my ex-husband is also a good friend. The lesson there, we all survived. So we will all make mistakes, but the biggest one is if you don't seize the opportunities, if you don't make those courageous leaps of faith. Don't live life in the safe zone. Don't worry, there is nothing, absolutely nothing, that you can't bounce back from. I know that we have all heard this and hate to hear it, but growth comes most during those times of failure and disappointment. So go out with courage, and when you make those mistakes, learn from them. So that is now my second lesson. Don't stop learning. I know this sounds strange to say to all of you who've just finished 16 years of studies, but remember that learning happens many ways, not just in school. Open yourself up to new experiences. Absorb everything. You are your number one project. Learn something daily. College may be over, but the opportunity to better yourself is never. An important resource to help you are your mentors. It was mentors who encouraged me when I left graduate school to take a chance on shipping, and when I took that short-term assignment to come back to Manila. Find your mentors. They are everywhere. Learn from them. Let them help you grow. They will see things in you that you may not be aware of. Trust them. If they think you can do something, take that chance and do it. So that mentor can be a friend, a parent, someone you admire, someone that you would aspire to be. Value the people who surround you, your community. So here is the final lesson, and lesson number 3. Give back. I believe very strongly in giving back. I've lived a blessed life. I've worked hard and persevered, earned everything I've received, yet my life has been touched by generosity, and daily I see so many opportunities to return the favor. One of the main reasons I wanted to work for QBE is their focus on giving back. The QBE Foundation is a large part of our daily work life and something I'm very proud of. We make a commitment as a company to not just support with funds, but also to support with time and effort. In fact, the company encourages all of the employees to take a paid day of volunteer work. There is this saying, to whom much is given, much is expected. You, to whom the privilege of education has been given, much is expected. Expected by your families, your community, and most importantly, our nation. This doesn't mean financially alone. I mean a sense of service. Support a cause that you're passionate about. Choose a workplace with a strong sense of corporate social responsibility. Recycle, educate, build houses. There are so many ways, both big and small, to give back to the communities and the people that nurtured you. Your lives have also been changed by generosity. It is the SM Foundation that continues to support Asia Pacific colleges and was very instrumental in its creation. APC is a visible and tangible proof of how many lives can be touched when you give back. To quote the great businessman Henry C., I've always believed that if we do well, we must also do something to help others in society. So to sum up, my mantras are: first, don't ever be afraid to make mistakes. You will make them. Seize those opportunities. Take those leaps of faith, because there isn't anything that you can't bounce back from. Second, don't stop learning. Work on yourself. Invest in your growth. And third, give back to your community. To whom much is given, much is expected. You've been taught by APC to live by the 3 I's: innovation, industry, and integrity. These are valuable baon, and I've lived my life by them, and so can you. It won't be easy, it won't be perfect, but it will be genuine and it will be meaningful. I would like to end with a quote from my favorite psychologist and author, Clarissa Pinkola Estes. I hope you will go out and let stories happen to you, that you will work them, water them with your blood and tears and your laughter till they bloom, till you yourself burst into bloom. So I challenge you all to go out into the world, bloom, grow, have dreams, achieve them, live a meaningful life. Be the successful person who you define is successful. Be the person that you are proud to be. Thank you.